Howdy, this is Robert Rickman, and my project is over causes of colony collapse disorder, and that's what I'll be going over through this video. What I want to address in this introduction is I encourage you to pause at any slide, because I'm going to be moving through some a little faster than others. So don't be discouraged to pause this video or go back, read the slide, or take in the information. This intro here is just a picture that, well, you should think is funny, but there are some slides with some more material. I also want to put in that throughout the slideshow I have citation 1 through 11 posted in many slides. That is referring to the end of my presentation. And you will see that ending slide full of citations. So if you need to know what it's referring to, you can simply go to the end of the video, go to the citation slide, and you will find my citations. So the who in this presentation is what we've been studying this whole time, the honeybee. The what? The what is colony collapse disorder. So this was first reported in 2006. Beekeepers began reporting high colony losses where adult bees would simply disappear from hives almost out at the same time. There are few, if any, dead bees found in the area around the hives, and the queen and immature bees were often found in hives with plenty of food stores, inadequately attended by a few adult bees. The when. The news broke in November 2006, where CCD, also known as colony collapse disorder, a potentially new phenomenon described by sudden and widespread disappearances of adult honeybees. The where. This is a worldwide phenomenon, given the fact that it's been reported in Egypt, China, Europe, USA, Japan, and the Middle East. The most important slide, the why. That's what inspires this project. So what I wanted to know is, why is colony collapse disorder happening? What is the major cause? It's been since 2006, so we have to know by now, right? So I will get into the cause and/or causes of colony collapse disorder. So you can see through this picture that some major factors people are attributing are climate change, parasites and pathogens, and insecticides. This slide is over citation 10. So this was a descriptive study. They studied over 200 variables, and they narrowed it down to about 61. And through my research and looking through peer reviews research, it is evident it's about these three that I mentioned in the slide before. It's climate change, pathogens, and then there's something interesting about insecticides I want to mention, but I will go over that as well. Those are the three mainly talked about causes. So I'm starting with pathogens. And as you see, I quoted citation 7, where they mentioned 3 pathogens, which seem to be consistent among the impact on the loss of honeybees. That would be varroa mite, the fungus Nosema, and different virosis. So varroa actually has a significant relationship with deformed wing virus. The Nosema carnae, it can cause bee mortality, and it's been correlated with colony losses. And it is also correlated with morbid psychological impairments, including suppressed immune function, foraging behavior, pheromone and hormone production, and lipid synthesis. I also mentioned it's a spore-forming fungal parasite, and is transmitted orally via honey, nectar, pollen, and bee fecal matter. And then the last pathogen I want to mention, virosis. It has the negative correlation between the number of adult bees and the expression of AMP apocytidin 2. And it could show a greater expression in the weakest colonies, probably due to unknown cause affecting the well-being of honeybees. In this slide, you can see the first figure I give, showing the percentage of positive samples for viruses and Nosema and colony collapse disorder colonies. So this slide goes over climate change. Climate change is a topic that we go over a lot nowadays, whether it be politics or just general well-being. It's definitely something the scientific community is looking to, and it very much affects honeybees. It is one of the leading variables that I found for colony collapse disorder, and it makes the honeybee face serious threats. And so this is citation 5, and they found that they measured 2016 and 2017. And then the next slide, I encourage you to look over the figure, and it shows the difference. But I'm going to read the quote here. Climatic conditions reached in 2017 shortened blossoms, reducing the possibilities of store reserves by bees, and while generating a more extended summer period, longer summers can significantly increase risk to the survival of bee colonies and an essential cause of CCD that year. So look over my citation as citation 5, and then this next slide, I encourage you to pause and look over the figure. So this is a part of my presentation. I found very interesting. Looking through several peer-reviewed research, I'm going to read this bold portion of the figure I provided at the bottom. No clear pattern. And I'm just going to let that sit with you from the beginning of the slide, but I'm going to go over the top of the slide now. So, insecticides. There's numerous long-time commercial beekeepers that contend that newer systematic agricultural insecticides are a crucial part of the cocktail of factors responsible for colony collapse disorder. But there is actually no major evidence currently to support that claim, other than anecdotal stories. The study characterizes, with the study I provide here, that beekeepers claim of pesticides being harmful are only anecdotal, and the central question of whether neonicotinoids need C treatment when properly applied are harming honeybees remains murky. Some experts rule out serious danger from doses found in nectar or pollen. And then here's a quote. I just don't see exposure being there, and I don't see the evidence of colony level effects for honeybees. And so I encourage you to look over the figure here, but it's actually gone down over more use of insecticides. So in conclusion, I mostly wanted to go over the importance of researching colony collapse disorder. I'm going to read you a quote. CCD threatens the very sustainability of U.S. agriculture because honeybees are the primary actively managed pollinating insect in North America. The number of colonies reported to be lost to CCD, it has been declining since 2008, but overall, colony loss rate is still a major concern. For the past 8 years, about 30% of colonies have been lost each winter, but that number dropped to 23% in 2013 through 2014. And in 2013, surveyors attributed about 30% of colony losses to CCD compared to 60% of the losses in 2008. It is not the major problem it was as it was introduced in 2006, but it's still not completely understood. I've looked over plenty of peer-reviewed research and nobody can give a single point of causation. It is speculated. We can narrow down and correlate some causes, but the importance is knowing more about CCD and preventing the future harm. Preventing the future harm can save the lives of so many honeybees, and as I just mentioned, they're the primarily active managed pollinating insect in North America. They're very important to not only our country or us personally, but just to the world and how we survive. So I hope we can move forward and find the cause and prevent this in the future. Save the bees. Thank you for listening.
And then ending this whole video, here are my citations. You may pause and look over them, but I'm going to end this now. So, thank you for watching my presentation. I'm Robert Rickman, and once again, save the bees.